cloud. All right, continue. All right, so where we left off was we did all the operations. We did all the back end stuff. We had the flyers, the advertisements. We did the door knocking. We did the phone calls. We did yada, yada, yada. So if you did this 100%, you're going to have guaranteed anywhere from 10 to 15 people that are guaranteed coming because you door knocked. You were talking to people. You were on the phone. You were talking to people. So you're going to get a definite, hey, I'm going to have definite 7 and maybe a possible 5. Okay. Maria did everything. She got the flyers. Everything's at the office ready for you to pick up, or you've already picked it up, or the person who's doing your balloons and getting the food in the morning has got it for you, and they're going to set everything up. Now, depending on your morning, are you doing this by yourself? So you're going to be showing up at 9:45, and then the person before you is setting up everything for you on the counter, or are you going to be the day shift person? Are you going to arrive there at 9 o'clock? You're still going to have some help getting everything set up, but you're going to check out at 1. And is the other agent coming in from 1 to 4? Or are you guys just going to everybody work together? Both agents get there, your help is there, and you're going to be there for the whole day. And maybe the mortgage company will pop in at 11 to 2 or 11 to 3, 11 to 4, whatever. Whatever your plan is, you got to know what it is. You got to know what you're ready for. So let's just say you're the 10 to 4 agent, or you're just going to show up at 9:45 just to make sure everything's there. So the one thing that you have to make sure is that whoever's helping you out knows that you're going to be there at 9:45. So, and they know what they're responsible for. So usually the breakfast thing usually consists of, the easiest thing is the Dunkin' Donuts Java. That's the coffee. It keeps it hot. But the donuts and stuff, I like to use a local bakery. So they either have our order the day before and it's ready for pickup. So that person, all they have to do is go and pick it up because it was already paid for. They have the balloons in the car. You already told them where the directionals were, so they can put the balloons out there. Everything's done. Everything's ready to go. When they go into the property, and I like it when the person who's helping out gets there at an hour beforehand. The reason for this is because in case anything major is happening, what would be some of the bad things that would happen that we need to be there an hour ahead of time?
The house is a mess.
House is a mess. That's a good one. Yeah, house is a mess. How about if it rained the night before and your basement's flooded?
Yeah.
How about the power goes out, stuff like that. So, and that's what they're there for. I mean, we're pessimists. We're not like, hey, the sky's going to fall. What are we going to expect when we get in there? But that's why we get there ahead of time. And that goes back to why we do the walkthroughs 24 hours in advance instead of 1 hour before settlement. It just makes sense. So we go in there. Let's say everything's fine. Everything's good. You arrive at 9:45. You want to, get prepared. The reason why you want to get there early is because you want to get prepared, because if you wait till 10 o'clock, they're going to be there and you're not going to be able to role play your scripts. Now, even though you're probably role playing your scripts earlier that day with your accountability partner or whoever, or you can do it with the person who's helping you set up. Get limbered up because you're going to get a busy day. So as soon as 10 o'clock hits, the door opens. Paul, I'm going to pick on you. I'm coming through the door. How are you greeting me?
Hey, welcome to the open house.
Like powerful. Ken, how would you invite me into?
It just all depends on their attitude, really.
Yeah. It's your.
What, they're walking in the door?
Yeah, as soon as they walk in the door.
The homeowner actually is showing off a great house today. Just want to know if you could sign in real quick, just so we get some information. And here, I have a couple documents for you over here if you want to check them out. Some things from the mortgage company, a couple highlights about the property.
Awesome. So, and like I said, it all depends on tonality on how you do it. But yes, when somebody walks through that door, you want to greet them. Now with COVID, you could do the fist pump, you could do the air pump, you could do the handshake, whatever you guys feel comfortable with. But when you're at the open house, you want to have hand sanitizer there too, in case somebody prefers to use that as well. But as soon as they come in, hey, welcome to the open house. My name's Mike Fitzpatrick. I'm with Keller Williams. I'm hosting the open house. Please come in. If you don't mind, can you please sign in? The seller's asking everybody to sign in. And while you're signing in, there's information about the property. You can view, you can take some stuff with you. And if you're hungry, we got coffee and donuts. Would you like a personal one-on-one tour, or did you want to walk through and ask me questions on your way out? I prefer to ask questions on the way out. Okay, great. That's fine. Just if you don't mind, before you go, I would really appreciate some feedback on the open house. So take your time, go through it, and please sign in. That's your introduction right there. Tonality is everything. Use your hands, direct them. But the most important thing is, like, you know, even though you gave them option 2, ask questions on the end, but what did I add? Before you go, just can I get some feedback on the house? So that puts it in their head. There's a seed in there basically saying we can't leave until we give this guy feedback. Now, can they escape? Yeah, sure they can escape, but it's in their head now. You made it verbal. You made it direct that please give me some feedback before you go. If you don't do it, you're indirectly thinking that they're going to do it. Never assume that. Never assume. If you expect something, say it, ask it, tell it. Okay. So they're going over to your counter. Is your counter going to be full of stuff that's going to confuse them? How are you going to have it laid out? That's important. So the first thing you want to do, usually when people come to open houses, they come in couples. So one assigns the couple to signing in. They sign in everything. Now, depending on the amount of people coming in, you might not be able to watch them sign in. If you are, say it's only the first one, it's 10 o'clock, they happen to be there maybe a little early and they're signing in. Of course, you're going to stay with them, but you're not going to badger them. You're basically going to say to them, please, if you don't mind, please sign in. And also, here are the documents for you. These are important for you. This is a little bit about the property. If you haven't found an agent, this is a little bit about us and why you should use us. Depending on if you spoke to a mortgage company yet, these are estimated closing costs, but of course your mortgage company is going to have something a little bit more to the point. And if you want to know more about the property, there's a seller's disclosure over there. And if you want the 25-cent tour, I'll walk you through. If not, feel free, walk through. And if you have any questions, let me know. But just give me some feedback when you get a chance. And then when I see that the husband comes, I go over to the sign-in sheet. But let's say he forgot the email. Hey, Stan, if you don't mind, you could save this for the end if you're not ready for it. But if you want, I can email you that seller's disclosure over there. That I only have one copy, but if you want, I can email that to you. Yeah, could you? Okay, great. Can you write your email down here? Boom, boom, boom. So whatever information you think you're going to miss, you can come up with an objection handler right there for that. But say you don't, that's fine. Let them do their walkthrough. And then when they come back for the feedback, hey, you know what? I really like the property. Hey, great. I would love to email you a video of the property, closing costs about the property, seller's disclosure, whatever you need. What's sold in the area? You think that's important? Yeah. I'll have that. Great. What's your email? Can you write that down for me? Boom, you got it right there. Okay.
Hey, Mike, one thing we used to do, remember, is we always used to make like fill in one person before so that they would have to
fake one.
complete what to do, like show you like they did the email, the phone number, the address, blah, blah, blah. You know?
I'm glad you brought that up. Usually, and some things I take for granted, and I'm glad Ken brought that up because when I was saying do the sign-in sheet, it's already highlighted. So people follow from example. So what Ken was saying, yeah, people follow from example. So let's put somebody in there. Frank McIntyre, 215-555-1212, frank@gmail.com. He lives at this address. And why did you come out? Oh, I saw the balloons. Or, I'm looking for a house in this area. Do I have a real estate agent? No. I'm filling it out completely because people lead from example. They follow from example. I'm sorry. And when they see that, they're going to do the same thing. The funniest exercise that we had when we were in, I think it was called Sweat Hogs with Floyd Wickman. We had a class of 32 people. Floyd walked over to the student all the way to the top left corner, whispered something in his ear, and told him to tell the next person, to tell the next person, to tell the next person, to tell the next person. By the time it got to the bottom right-hand corner, it was freaking totally different of what he said. And he had the two students, the beginning and the end, stand up and say two totally different statements. So yeah, if you let them do what they want, they're going to do their own thing. Okay. They're going to say their own thing. They're going to do their own thing. And just like Ken said, fill it all out, but also on the blank papers, highlight what you want filled out, why that's important to you. And if you need to explain why it's highlighted or why it's important to the client, let them know why it's important. Hey, we're doing a survey. As you know, do you know companies like Zillow and Realtor.com? He's like, yes. Well, they get information from us about how many people go out to an open house and what drew them out to an open house. Do you think you can fill these questions out? Do you have a realtor? Have you been pre-approved? Stuff like that. And if they do, they do. It just helps you. It helps you create dialogue either that day or in the future for someone else. All right. So anybody have any questions on the first hour when they come in on how to address them, how to direct them? It's all about direction. When you go into a museum or when you go into a tour, what are they doing?
Walking at the front.
They're walking to the front, but okay, what happens after that? Do you just scatter?
Well, no, because they flock to the front of the entrance to make sure that, if you need to sign, like if you need to sign and get tickets, you're directed over there. If not, they're seeing if you want to get jump in for a tour,
right?
At a scheduled time, things like that.
They're taking you over here. They're taking you
Yeah.
to the important things because they know what the most interesting and the most popular parts of the museum are. And even if you're going through by yourself, like the zoo, they have arrows. They go this way, go this way. We recommend you doing this. You don't have to. You've probably been here 50 times and you know the whole layout. But for the average person who's never been at this house, this is where you want to go. And you can have something like that depending on the size of your house. You can have 3x5 cards or flyers drawn up. Like say you're not going to be down the basement, but your seller told you that they put in a $7,000 brand new Lennox heater. You might want to put a flyer down there if you're not going to be there, or put it behind plastics stating that brand new Lennox heater, warranted up to 10 years, just put in. That might be something you might want to post on that heater or in that area or in that room. What are the highlights about the basement? Basement was remodeled in 2015, all new carpets, all new padding, drop ceiling, recessed lighting. Work was done by J&L Construction, local company. These are all things that are going to sell that buyer, not only on this house. Oh, wow, this is a really nice house, tight ship. But what are they going to think about the agent who did this open house compared to the open house that they just came from that had the pepperoni, cheese, and crackers, right? So you want to stand out. You don't want to be behind the curve. You don't even want to be the curve. You want to be ahead of the curve. You want to be the one who sets the curve. You want to be the one who sets the standards in open houses. Paul, Ken, how many times did we get laughed at for us doing 6-hour open houses?
A lot.
Every time.
Agents think we're crazy.
Yeah. Now, when we did the exercises, yeah, thanks, Ken. When you did the exercises 100%. Now, I know when we did some of our open houses, Paul and Ken, that sometimes we didn't get anybody. But can you honestly say you did the exercises like when we had our class yesterday, 100%? And when you actually did the exercises 100%, did you see a huge difference in the amount of people that showed up at your open house? Yes.
I don't think we did 100%, to be honest, for most of the open houses. But I think there's a couple of determined things. Obviously you do a little more better, they're going to come out. But also the house, the advertising, location, all that kind of, and the weather is a big factor too. But yeah, if you do your setup the right way, then all the other things you can't change anyway. So exactly what he says. And your splash too. Like, is this a new price? Is this a new listing? Like what's going to bring them out? The two big factors of what bring people out to open house is new property. And of course the advertising, but say a huge price drop, like 20,000, that would be a huge one. And then your advertising ad, get that out there. So that's huge. So yes. All right. So we're in there for an hour. You also have your support staff or somebody's going to be driving out the lunch to come out.
Are you going to have a mortgage company out there pre-qualifying? They can also tag team. Like say you get 3 couples at once. They may be able to tackle one, you tackle the other. They sign in, they're doing what they're doing. And maybe that, hey, you know what? I've never got pre-approved before. Okay, sit down with me. We'll get pre-approved. All right. So one of the things that, and I'm going to put a bookmark there. So when we went through the Ryan Homes open house class, it was pretty intense because even though like if you, who here has gone to a new construction model home?
I have.
Okay. When you went there, not probably the women were in dresses or business attire suits. The men were always in suits or a nice polo and khaki pants, correct?
Yep. Yeah.
They all had name badges, right?
Yep.
Every question that you asked them, they knew the answer to, right? And that's what
Yeah,
it was.
about that house, yeah.
You had to know everything. So Ryan Homes didn't expect us to know, but we had to still go through the training course. Like they were asking us questions, like they were not asking us questions, but they were asking their trainee questions on different products, different doors, different wood and stuff like that. But what we were focused on was eye contact. We were focused on body movement, mirror matching, tonality, but only talking 25% of the time. And they were sticklers on this. We don't want you talking about the product. We don't want you to do this. We want you to listen to your clients. Now, we also want you to direct the clients to ask questions about the product, but we don't want you to talk unless you're spoken to. So, Frank, when am I talking about my experience with real estate? How many open houses have I done? How many sales have I done? When am I talking about my accolades?
When they ask you for them.
When they ask me for it, because their brain is kicked on. If they're asking me how long this property's been on the market and I start going into all my designations, blah, 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 I'm going to lose them. It's all about connecting with them and keeping them forward. So, and like I said, it's going to be hard sometimes when you have like 6 people going through at the same time, but you're going to know who I'm going to talk to. You're going to know who's interested. And somebody's interested. Hey, we're looking to buy in this house. We're already pre-approved for our local credit union. We just fired our agent. And then I have 3 other people coming in. I'm going to say hi to them, but I'm concentrating my conversation on these people right here. These are the people that are saying, pick me, help me. I'm giving you the questions. All right. So besides the buyers, who else are we focusing in on? Who else are we focusing in on?
Neighbors.
Seller. That's who I want. I want sellers. I want. So when I'm asking these right questions, I can tell who the sellers are. They're the ones that are quiet over here. Oh, what brought you? I'm just looking. Oh, okay, no problem. Do you live in the area? Oh, yeah, I live 2 blocks down. Nobody comes out just for the hell of it. Oh, I saw the balloons. Okay, I know you're driving by. I saw the sign 2 days. Okay, great. I'm just looking. Now you're a neighbor. Okay, you're my target. I got to plant some seeds though first. So I asked them. I'm like, oh, so how long have you known these neighbors? Oh, I've been here for 13 years. Oh, you probably love this. Oh, I love this neighborhood. I'm like, hey, can you do me a favor? It's like, what? I'm like, look, a lot of the neighbors, like when we have open houses, when we sell houses, sometimes they don't like us because sometimes we sell it to an investor who puts a renter in here. I really don't want to put a renter in here. Who do you know? Like any friends, family members, or coworkers that expressed interest about moving into this area? You got to know somebody. You know what? I think I might. Oh, okay. Can you do me a favor? Sign in. I need to just go check in with these people here and we can talk later or hang out for a little bit. I'd love to pick your brain. Okay, great. Made a connection there. They're absorbing, believe it or not, even though they think that they're helping you. I know she's looking to sell. Number 1, she's at the open house. She could be nosy, but number 2, she's willing to help me. And she's looking at me. She's interviewing me indirectly, not directly. She didn't ask how long I've been in business or anything like that, but she's watching me and she's listening to everything I'm saying. These are the little seeds that are going to get you a listing 3 months after that open house. Okay, it might take that long. All right. Does everybody understand that? Everybody comes through. You ever play that movie Clue? Colonel Mustard had the pipe in the laundry room. That's basically what you're looking for. You're looking for all these people. You're looking for the person who's willing to buy now, who's willing to sell now. But you're not going to know unless you ask the right questions, like the 20 questions game or who done it, stuff like that. Turn it into a game. If 20 people come through your open house, I hate to say this, but there's going to be 2 people that need to sell their house or buy their house. Nobody just comes to an open house for the hell of it. Okay. And if they do, they're just bored out of their mind. All right. When you're at the open house, if you do have some downtime, take advantage of it. How are some ways that you can take advantage of your downtime?
I mean,
Do push-ups.
me personally,
Push-ups. We're not Mike McCann, dude.
I mean, I'm going if I've had a busy open house so far and I finally get downtime, I'm going through the list of people that have already come through, and seeing who that I put a star next to. That basically, if I have a good conversation with you, when you're out of the room, I'm putting a star next to your name. Not big enough to where everybody could see it, but somewhere where I could see it. And then when I finally get downtime, I'm shooting you a quick text message to say, hey, it's Paul Smith from, the open house at 123 Main Street. Just wanted to shoot you a quick text, say thank you for coming out, and to see if you had any other questions.
No, that's great. That's one way, keeping up your notes, like, retracking your steps that last busy hour. Who are the people that I really need to concentrate on? Put a little mark next to the name. Sure. I totally get that. How about a Facebook Live? Hey,
That's what I was going to say. A Facebook post.
Look, we had 20 people in our first hour. We had 10 people in our first hour. Come on out. We got plenty of food here. I want you to see the new property and look at the neighborhood. This is a beautiful neighborhood to live in. We're going to be here till 4 o'clock today, people. That's right. 4 o'clock just for you. Come on out. Boom. Publish. And then all of a sudden you're going to get more people. You got to plan for it. Plan for the future. Plan for your downtime. What happens if the rain comes in? What are you planning for? You're already going to know the weather. So plan for it. Okay. There's people out there that take these open houses even more serious than I do. There's this guy out there. I think his name is Sergio Gonzalez. I think that's his name. Garcia. Was it Garcia? No, maybe it's Gonzalez. He consistently has a food truck out for his open houses. Ice cream truck, yada, yada, yada. So we're not at that point yet. I mean, if we get some good sponsorship for these open houses, maybe we can get somebody out for 2 to 3 hours. But like I said, the more people we get in that open house, that's paramount. But if you're going to do the activities beforehand, you're going to have all that. So while you're at the open house, did you want to say something, Ken?
Yeah, I was just curious what price point Sergio Gonzalez guy's selling for. Like,
Yeah,
roughly,
no,
is he like a far northeast guy? Is he like a Richboro guy? Like, what's
California,
his...
no, 800 to 4 million.
Oh, well, we do that too. I'll buy a food truck. Christ.
Point taken. All right. So open house, you're kind of getting ready to close up. Does anybody have any questions on objection handlers or conversations during the open house from 10 to 4? Does anybody have anything? Because we're going to go into the wrap up. Okay. It's going to be consistent throughout 10 to 4. You're going to talk to people. You're going to direct people. You're going to get feedback. You're going to make connections, and you're going to make notations in your book. And on the downtime, you got that plan too. You're not going to go over to the food tray and wolf a hoagie down or some food down. You're going to TikTok. You're going to do a live Facebook Live. Hey, look, we're out here today. We had a lot of people. Come on out. House is still available. Blah, blah, blah. So then when we get closer to the 3:30 mark, it's not like we're going to pack up. But what we're looking for is to, you want to make this, you want to get out of there. You want to be able to get out of there on time. So you want to compile all your stuff. You want to make sure that all the doors are locked, safety wise and all that good stuff. Make sure everything's cleaned up. Make sure all the light switches are off. And with today, with the post-COVID, have a can of Sandy. What? Sandy? I don't know. Anyway, the clean wipes, wipe down the light switches, wipe down the doorknobs. This is, even though it's something minor to you, your sellers are going to love you for it. And at 3:30 while you're doing this, if you still have somebody in and they see that you're wiping down everything, again, another professional check mark in their book on you. They see how proactive you are. And that's the reason why we do this at 3:30. It's not like we're shutting everything down. Hey, you got to get out early. No, we're just prepping for the close. We're just wiping the areas down. We're just doing our pregame before we close up. So this way, when we close up, we're not out of there at 4:30. We're out of there at 4:05 or 4:10, because where do we have to be at 4:30?
Picking up them signs off the corners.
Thank you so much, sir. Here's a $5. It's a thank you. It's not just a Wawa card. We have the thank you cards. You can put your business card in there. You put your Wawa card in there. Thank you so much again for letting me put my directional on your lawn. If you ever need anything from me, please contact me on my cell phone number. Boom, sealed. There you go, hand delivered. So instead of just
I feel like no
handing
matter what time we close, Mike. Sorry, I feel like no matter what time we close up, it was 2, 3, 4. There's always someone coming in at like 1:59, 3:59 every time without fail.
You get your rushes, you do. And if you're late, you're late. I mean, I'm not going to tell you to close the door if 10 people are coming in at 3:30. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's why I always recommend you having 2 people there, because the extra help, when that 6th hour comes, it gets a little tiring, you know? And plus, if you do it right, if you guys tag team this right, you got 2 people calling, you got 2 people door knocking. How many leads do you really need to do? Frank, if you literally got 20 active leads, do you honestly think you can handle them with the same professionalism, the same dedication as if you only had 5? No, you could
Probably not.
to that 5. Right, exactly. So instead of somebody getting lost in the shuffle, do a tag team open house with another agent for that time period. And that's why when you go into some of these new construction houses, it's very rare that there's only one person there. Number one, for safety issues, especially if it's female, but there's always 2 people there. And even though you might only see one, I guarantee you there's a property manager somewhere or a building manager who's working on that unit that knows about the product or the builders there. Okay. So, and that's why I always recommend having a preferred lender go out there, like Brian from CMG or Deanne from Green Tree. But anybody who is going to help you with the open house, like FoodWise sponsor, bring giveaways, bring them out. Just make sure that this is the mortgage company you want there that is going to be reflecting on your business. You know, you want to make sure that they're going to be able to answer all your questions for you. Because if you get somebody in there who doesn't know what they're doing, or who's not dressed right, or who's not proper, that's a reflection of your business. You know, they're going to think that they work for you. Okay. And it's always good to support the people that close our deals. All right. So we're wiped everything down. Everything's closed up. As I'm closing up, what did I prepare already? So when 4 o'clock came and I put the key in the lockbox, I was ready to, what did I prepare? Whether I wrote it down or whether I'm sending an email or I'm sending a text. Who am I sending that to? How about the seller? Hey, it's Mike. I just want to let you know I locked up. All the lights are off. I wiped everything down with the Sandy wipes. Sandy wipes, that's what it was. Wiped everything down. We had a great turnout. We had 25 people come through. I really like 5 of these. I'm going to be following up with them today. So I might not get back to you today. I'll probably get back to you tomorrow with a little bit more extensive feedback. But if there's anything urgent, I will reach out to you today. Thank you again for letting me host an open house. And I'm hoping we can probably do one in another week or 2 if the property doesn't go under contract. Sounds good? Perfect. And you can either handwrite that, put that in an email form, or shorten it a little bit and put it in a text. But just don't say, text them and like, hey, we're done, locked up. That's not professional, guys. You were just in this person's home for 6 hours. They trusted you with their home. I think they deserve a little bit more than a text. Oh, keys in the lockbox, locked up, all lights are off. Thank you. I'd be kind of like, you know, did I hire the right person to do this open house? Or maybe I got to hurry back to make sure they did turn everything on. Or maybe because he didn't tell me he wiped everything down, now I got to go through and wipe everything down. You get one of those clients who are like, you know, OCD or, you know, germaphobe, you know, you want to put satisfaction in their minds. Like, I did hire the right person. Oh, I can stay out. I don't have to worry about going back home. He locked everything up, better than I could have. So, and that's the kind of feeling you want to leave with your seller, your client. All right. So I got everything packed up. Everything's in the car. Just like I told Frank, or we were just talking to Frank, we're going to be knocking on the doors. And you already have your envelopes. They're already sealed. They already pre-written. You already know what to say. I want to thank you again. I know you're busy. This is for you. If you ever need me, my contact information's there. I'm going to pick up my sign. Thanks again. I appreciate everything. Boom. Most likely they're going to contact you, say, thank you for the card. You didn't have to do that, blah, 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 or ask you information about the property. But here's the deal. On a side note, these people, they might not go in your pipeline directly, but indirectly, they should be put in a separate pipeline. Now, they might be easily eliminated, or they're going to graduate into your pipeline, which will graduate them into the database. You still want to keep in touch with these guys. You don't have to do it every single day, but tomorrow you might want to prepare a letter, depending on how much information you got from them. Jim, I want to thank you again for letting me put the directional out there. I would like to keep you updated on what's going on in the market. So this way, of any properties that come up, any recent sales, any open houses, so you know what's going on in your neighborhood. If you're interested, you can text me your email address, or you can call me with your email address, and I'll set you up and it'll just go right to your email. A week later, hey, I'm doing an evaluation for your neighbor down the street or 2 blocks over. Would you like a free evaluation on your home? If you do, I'm going to be in your neighborhood Tuesday the 12th. Let me know. My appointment is at 1 o'clock. I can fit you in either at 12 or 2. Another email. Now, if they gave you your email, but say they didn't give you the email, say 2 properties sold in the area. Hey, just want to keep you informed of what's going on. Now, if you're still acclimated in that area, like that area, and something's coming up, like a Mayfair parade or something like that, hey, just want to let you know a new parade's coming up, blah, blah, blah. And this is what's called an 8x8, but you're going to do it 8. You're going to do a touch for 1 touch per week for 8 weeks. And that's an 8x8. It's different from getting a lead, which is an 8x8, 1 touch every single day. You don't want to spam them. You don't want to piss them off. But if you reach out to them 8 times in 8 weeks, I guarantee you, they're either going to want to give you the email, sign you up. That graduates them either to the database or the pipeline. Pipeline is, hey, we're thinking about selling, but not for 6 months. That's pipeline. I'm not looking to sell, but I want to know what's going on in the market. Database. So you're going to know how to classify them. I guarantee you, if you do it by leading with contribution and giving them stuff of value for 8 weeks, they're going to be in your pipeline or your database. But you've got to do it right. You've got to come up with, what was my conversation with this person? What was important to him? If I had to contact him 1 week per 8 weeks, what am I saying? If I'm him and I said what he said, what's making me list my house? What's making me reach out to this agent and give him business? It's a hard question to answer. That's why you have to sit down and think about it. But the top producers out there, like Jeff Quinton, Mike McCann, Paul Ciolo, everybody out there. I mean, that they know what to do. They know who to hit and what to say. Okay. So let's get back. We get the directionals. We throw everything in there, throw everything in the car. Boom. So what do we do now? Do we hit the bar? We're done. Who wants to chime in?
We go back to the office
Why are we going back to the office?
because all the names from today got to get put in a command.
Great. So you can either do it or you can leave it for the next day for Maria or Devin to do it. But the one thing I would probably do is go through your notes. Anything that you promise somebody, hey, I'm going to email you a seller's disclosure after the open house. Get that over to them. If you promise that to them, get that done. Make notations. Tell Maria, okay, these 5, they get thank you cards, or everybody gets thank you cards. These 3 people, they go into a pipeline. we need to set up a buyer's consult with them. So she's not going to set up the buyer's consult, but she's going to set up the command. She's going to put their names in there, emails, phone numbers, addresses, and put that in the notes section. Or you can just say, Maria, put everybody in here as open house leads and I'll take care of the rest. But then you have to schedule that to do that later on today and you put it in there. I'm never going to tell you to be hands off. It was this was a thing I had to overcome about 5 years ago. And I think it was Ken who basically pushed me to that limit, who made me do it. He's like, look, I need control. I need to be able to do this. I know you only want me to lead gen, go on appointments, role plays, but I need to know the business. And yeah, you should know it. You should know it. But at the same time, I just want you to know that if you have a busy day, like say you're getting done at 4 o'clock, but the Eagles are playing Monday Night Football and you're going to go tailgate. I'm not expecting you to go do it, but you also have the option to say, Maria can do this tomorrow morning. I'm not going to be able to do it on Monday morning. So you go back to the office, you drop all the supplies off, give her the book, but also make a copy for yourself if you need it, or she can email you a copy in the morning. But either way, it'll be in command. You're going to prepare your schedule for when your open house, your thank yous are going to go out, whether it's going to be Monday morning or you're going to get it all done on Sunday night. So this way you can get it out Sunday morning. Besides the follow-up and the 12 by 12s, what else are you doing Monday? How about a new subject property for a new open house? A new subject. Full-time job doing open houses, guys. Same thing with a geographic farm. You ask any old agent or experienced agent who's been in the business a long time, like Nancy Ollett. I don't think Dennis Culp is with us anymore. Kevin O'Shea, Bob Roman. We all had geographic farms at one time, and it's a full-time job. You're door knocking, your phone calls, you're getting to know the place. So if you want to do open houses the right way, the correct way, I mean, look at people who do it every single day, new construction people. And if you don't believe me, go out to a Toll Brothers, go out to Ryland Homes. I can't pronounce the one that begins with a K. They do it all at high levels. You know, they have a showcase model. Who here has gone to a model open house and it wasn't the best house that they were selling? Their model house is always the best house, because they boast it up. They put the bump outs, they put all the upgrades in it, because they're selling you on, they're not selling you on the house. The house is going to sell itself. What they're selling you on is the upgrades, the builder upgrades, you know, the flooring, the granite or the Corian compared to the Formica, finished basement, finished basement.
We bought the model at the 55 and over, remember?
Yeah, I remember. What was that? Wildflower? No, it wasn't Wildflower. It was something else. It was I can't.
You're right. It was on Wildflower.
It was on Wildflower. Yeah. It was on Wildflower.
Yeah, it was we bought the model house. That's why we had to wait till like the last contract, because everything had to be under contract before they could close.
They were still using the model. Yeah. So any questions on the open house, guys? Who here wants to do one?
I'd be down to do one.
All right. I like that. All right. So what we're going to do today is what? Thursday. What I want you guys to do, you got a head start. You can look at some of our listings. You can look at the office listings and pick a property. I'll be more than happy to go out with you to interview the property on Monday. Just let me know what time's good for you guys, and we'll start the whole process, and I'll walk you through it. And don't feel that I guarantee you, if you are going to do the open house, me or Ken are going to be there, and we're not going to take your leads. We're not going to split your leads, but we're going to be there. We're going to walk you through it, and this is all going to be all you. But I also prefer you reaching out to one of our vendors, or maybe going half in with another agent. Like Brianna and Megan can work one together. Kelly and Megan can work one together. Frank and Paul can work one together, but we'll still be there overseeing just to show you guys. And I know Paul's done a ton of open houses, so he knows exactly how to do it. But what I want that first one to go real smooth and to show you how we do it. And then after that, if you feel comfortable with it, do them on your own. You know, There was a couple times where I had to be there with my guys on the open houses, but after a while they did them on their own. But there's been also times where we've done open houses and we got 0 people. But when we reflect it, did we actually do the activities 100%? And I can tell you we did. I can tell you 100% we did. So if you don't do the activities, don't expect to get high results. Anybody can get lucky. New property, of course, everybody's going to come out. But if you have a property that's been on the market 30 days and there's no price drop, why are people going to come out? They've already seen your property. They've already seen it online. They've already seen the pictures. Why are they coming out? What are you going to do? Am I going to have a food truck? Am I going to have wine tasting? What am I going to have? What am I going to bring this person? Am I going to drop the property $30,000? All right, then. So you got to think about that. So if you guys want to do an open house, not for this Sunday, next Sunday, find your subject property now, get with me over the weekend, and we'll go interview it on Monday.
Cool.
All right. Unless anybody has any questions, time's yours.
I'm willing to go for somebody if they want to do one. Just let me know in advance. That's all.
Yeah, I've already blocked off. I already did this on my schedule. I blocked off Monday to interview, and then the following Sunday, blocked off. So that's my commitment to you guys, whether you're watching it live or you're watching this on video. That's my commitment to you guys. All right. I blocked off this Monday coming up for interviews, and then Sunday for the open house. So there's no excuses from you. You have to do the work, but I'm committing my time for you guys. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Later.
Thanks, Mike.